Yo, what's going on? I'm Sal DiBenedetto, aka the GrubFather, and you're listening to Growing Up Italian Podcast.
This is the Growing Up Italian Podcast, and we are here today with our friend Sal DiBenedetto.
How you doing?
Did I say that right?
You said it right.
All right.
DiBenedetto, it means of good words, I think, in Italian.
DiBenedetto. Yeah, that's right.
So,
I wish I had a last name like that. That's fancy.
Do you know what yours translates into at all? Or
I don't know. It's one letter off from being donkey.
Okay.
I know that. If it
so
was
maybe
another
we'll go in
C.
the opposite direction. We're gonna be thankful for that one letter off.
What does Laguarcio mean?
I don't know. I didn't want people are gonna look it up, but it's supposedly is a centaur. You know, a centaur, like half man, half horse.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, supposedly.
So he's got the half donkey.
I'm a full donkey. We're cousins, so that's why.
Exactly. So it works. There
That's
you
why it
go.
works.
I mean, that's pretty relatable right there. You know.
But you guys both speak fluent Italian?
He speaks better than me.
Oh, you speak better than him.
Yeah,
But
right,
you speak
right.
pretty good because I see you. You're like
I speak dialect, but the thing is, his mom is straight off the boat.
Oh, okay.
My dad's off the boat too, but he always spoke to me in English growing up. Like his mom, like really spoke full Italian. Now she speaks only English, but I feel like growing up he was like, and then he grew up in the house with my nonna too, so it's like
That helps.
he like super Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's mom came right off the boat from Sicily, and she would speak mostly English to him because she wanted him to learn English, but she spoke a lot of Italian, so he can actually understand everything in Italian, but he can't speak really that much words of it, which is like kind of weird.
Understanding is half the battle because if you can understand, you could figure out a way to put sentences together.
Exactly.
So are you Italian on both sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sicilian mostly, and some Napolitan in there. Got a little Romanian in me, but we don't really talk about.
No, it's funny. We spoke about doing a podcast a long time ago because I remember like Tommy from Long Island Italian was like, "You gotta do a podcast with my boy," and then it was like through him. So like then the second we met, like we hit it off, and I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like we met. I was like, this is like one of my dudes. I was like,
exactly.
But I feel like you have that kind of energy where you're very welcoming and you're kind of like you're a pack leader, dude.
Yeah.
So like
same as you.
Oh,
I mean, if it wasn't for you, we would have met Sebastian Maniscalco.
That was I think that was like a golden day for like all of us, you know.
Yeah.
And even the fact that because we obviously like hadn't really met. I hadn't met Cooge. I hadn't met Mo, but like just being able to like give everybody that opportunity like felt really good because I can recognize what everyone's doing out there. So for me, I was like, listen, this is like I call Sebastian like the godfather of Italian culture right now.
He's right now. He's the biggest in Italian American culture. And that day I met him, I actually was like telling him that he made it cool to be Italian American without like having to be like mobster or Jersey Shore.
Because he brought it real, you know?
Exactly.
He was like, when you're watching him on your TV screen at home, you're like, all right, like this is like, I feel like this is my family talking, you know?
Exactly.
So he hits home in that sense, and I think that's why he kind of like, he like has everyone's heart, right? Because he's like one of yours. So it was just like a good feeling to just be able to kind of like not only do that day with him, but bring you guys into it. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. And we appreciate the invite. How exactly did that happen? Because we were all like debating on the way there. Like even Rock, like we were all talking like, how did this guy, right, a food influencer, get Sebastian to do all these freaking meet and greets?
Right?
Yeah, you would think that I had to pull all these strings, but so I actually took a call. So here's the thing: I'm a businessman, right? I love business. I'm an entrepreneur in my heart, and I always believe that you always take a call, no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So even if it's a product that I don't think I'm going to be into, even if it's something that's just it's whatever. So I kind of knew off the bat that my call with these people was not going to produce business, but I just said maybe there's something I can learn from it. You know, you got to keep your eyes and your ears and your heart open in business. So I took the call, and towards the end of the call, I was like, all right, suspicions confirmed. This is not going anywhere. But at the end of the call, they're like, and like we're just like so impressed with you. Like Maniscalco's wife follows you, and I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, Lana Gomez, like she follows you. And I was like, oh, shit. I didn't realize that. So I like got off the phone with them, went on Instagram, and she was following me. So I immediately messaged her.
So that call led to that.
Wow.
Kind of. So I
funny.
messaged her and I was just like, hey, I was like, I'm a huge fan of Sebastian and you, and like I love, just all of your chemistry with everything. I was like, just send him my love, And then he actually wound up following me like 2 hours later. And then,
see, you gotta go for the wife. Because if the wife wants you to do something,
well, that's exactly what it is. And she told me that she was a huge fan of my content. And then I guess they started kind of like following what I was doing. And I got a call from his agent. And then, the conversation was in talks for a while. COVID hit. All these different things happened. But we finally made it happen. And it was a dream come true. I mean, he gave me such a great opportunity. And we have a bunch of stuff dropping from that day. So, like, nothing has even
nothing's even
hit.
Yeah, because you had like 2 videographers there.
Very professionally done.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a mix of like food porn kind of stuff, as well as
Sam's Ramsdale opening her mouth.
Oh my God, that was an iconic moment, though. I mean, that was crazy. But it's gonna be good. I'm excited to drop all those little tidbits. But yeah,
he also has a huge Long Island fan base.
Yes,
because he was the first person to sell out the UBS arena.
Yep.
So it just goes to show. I think you and him were the perfect fit because you're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, influencer in Long Island. So, like, for you to put together, a day of content for him goes a long way because it gets him more in touch with that neighborhood. And then maybe people, when they come again, they'll go see him again.
Exactly. And that's what I told him. We were going, back and forth a bit on, like, what should we do? How should we make this collaboration happen? And I told him straight up, I was like, Sebastian, if you are looking for your people, you will find them on Long Island.
Yeah.
Like, that is the people for you. So I'm so glad that he, like, went with that, and then it turned into the day it was, and I was just like, and when the day was done, I got so smashed. I was like, wow, that is such a pressure.
You must have slept like a baby after that.
It's legendary, bro.
It was crazy.
People look up to Sebastian and the fact that you're able to.
Yeah, it was like meeting one of your idols.
Yeah,
like, that's what it was.
Great.
I mean, the whole day I kept calling him an icon. He's like, enough. But it's like
he's super humble too. When we walked in, he recognized Cooj. He goes, "Good." I was like, I told Cooj on the way home, like, bro, the fact that he knows who you are shows that you're onto something.
Well, that's because Cooj is going places.
Exactly.
If I could put money in Cooj stock, I would.
Cooj coin.
I would do that. Cooj coin. Can we start that?
Yeah. The best is let's not tell him about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just do it.
True businessman, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
so where do you come from in Long Island?
I grew up in Hop Hog.
Is it Hop Hog or Hop Hog? I call it Hop Hog.
I mean,
it's how we're not from there.
Hop Hog? No, okay. No, Hop Hog. I mean, at least how I call it is Hop Hog.
So growing up in Hop Hog,
middle of the island. Not very.
Is that Nassau?
No, it's Suffolk. But it's just like an industrial park. A lot of business happens there. My high school looks like a prison. It's not really.
I remember I used to go there a lot because of Zachary's, spa.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's like a club right next to the old Aura, I think it's called.
Okay.
They're like 2 clubs next door to each other.
Oh, you know what? They used to have clubs over there. Was it by like it was in like a little shopping center, right?
Yeah.
They used to like heavy promote that place too.
Yes. I used to promote
there you go. Look
nights.
at that. Full circle.
Wow.
But now I live in a place called Babylon.
Yeah, I heard of Babylon.
Yeah, and I actually started my life in Seaford. Then we went to Hop Hog, and then
Seaford is even further, right?
That's on South Shore.
Yeah.
So you have like Long Island is like the North Shore, the South Shore, and then
in the middle.
I was in the middle. Yeah, the middle is an interesting place, but I love the North Shore. That's where my my restaurant is, and then the South Shore is where I love to live and just be on boats and go to Fire Island and stuff.
How did you start doing like social media marketing? Because I feel you're a powerhouse. I see you running a bunch of pages.
Yeah.
I see you like your food content's great, and I feel you were kind of in front of the trend, and you adapted with the new trends.
Yeah. Before you answer that, how long ago did you start?
Like 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
5 years deep.
Yeah. So that's why, like, when you guys you started this 4 years ago.
6 years.
Isn't it so?
We started a podcast 4 years, but like the Instagram was going 2 years before the podcast.
Oh, okay. So it was even further.
Yeah.
Before. See, that's amazing, right? Like we can all look back at those like moments and be like, "Wow, we've built this thing for ourselves."
Yeah.
It's a great thing to like, just look back on. But I got started actually. Like I've been in the hospitality industry my whole life. I started at 12 as a dishwasher.
12.
12.
Isn't this illegal?
It might have been, but my dad was doing pina colada stands my dad owns pina colada stands in San Gennaro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like we've been doing street fairs our whole life.
That's a big business.
It's a huge business, and I've been like talking to people and, whipping out pina coladas and making lemonade and like, hustling people for like, since I was born. My parents met at San Gennaro. So
see, like us, like the first generation of like business owners, it's great to see like how you're doing something similar to what your dad's doing, but on a different level.
Yes.
Right? Like not only are you like, you have that storefront, but you're also like doing social media marketing for businesses that don't know how to do it. Now, that's what brings me to my question.
Yeah.
Does your dad know what you do?
He at first actually was just like when I said I was going to quit my job, because I was a marketing director for a tattoo school for like 3 months. And I was like, I do not want to work for someone else's dream. Like, this is just something I really am like struggling with, because nothing wrong with that business. That guy was doing great for himself, and he taught me some things and gave me like that little inspiration to get into like marketing on social media. Mm-hmm. But at the same rate too, I was just struggling so hard with putting in my valuable time and efforts and thoughts into like building someone else's bank account while I'm sitting there making $30,000 a year, like sitting at his kitchen table doing this. So when I told my dad, he's like, "Oh, could you? You're gonna go back to being a waiter and try this thing." Yeah. And so now I look back and he's so supportive, and he gets it.
Now he gets it.
He gets it. Yeah, he gets it.
How long did it take him
when
to get it?
When the fazools are in, he gets it.
Yeah, exactly. Once I was like paying
Once
all my
he sees
own
him, pulls out the
bills.
silk snake, how you doing? He's like, all right. He's doing okay.
Yeah. But he always told me growing up, he was like, "Sal, you got lavish taste. So I really hope that you are like able to, do this." And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So, yeah. So actually, I started as a dishwasher, and then I transferred into a busboy, and then I became a waiter. And I was a waiter for like 10 to 12 years. Before I started at a spot in Brooklyn called Brooklyn Commune. That was in
Brooklyn what?
Brooklyn Commune. It was in Windsor Terrace.
Okay.
But they had like a little dinner service, and the chef was really talented. So I started taking pictures of their food. I started doing their Instagram. Started getting busy from it, and then I was like, all right, I think maybe I got something here. And I got another client, and then another client, and then at 8 I left being a waiter, and then I just kind of started growing from there.
At 8, you said?
8 clients.
At 8 clients, okay.
Yeah.
So how long ago was this?
That was probably like 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. The GrubFather and the Connect agency, which is my agency for like content creation and social media marketing. Mm-hmm. That all like was at the same time. The Connect actually came first. Mm-hmm. And then I was at an influencer event, and someone was like, "Do you have a blog? Like, because you're doing all this work with restaurants, like you should start a blog." And it was my friend Caitlin actually, and I was like, "That's not a bad idea." So I started it, and then originally the original name was Veni Vidi Vici Foodie.
I like that.
I kind of like it.
It's kind of long.
It was a mouthful.
Triple V's.
Yeah, triple V's. But
that tattoo is the most common Italian American tattoo.
Yeah. I came, I saw a conquer.
It's like that, and then "In God We Trust." Like that's 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's like those two. Then you got me, who has like tie on my arm, but I got that in Thailand, so it's authentic. We're good. But so I just kind of like went down that route, and I had a few really great moments that made me propel, and that was it.
That's great. So you when you got 8 clients, you left, and then would you say most of your clients came from word of mouth?
Yeah,
it's the best way.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I have no contracts.
No,
none.
You just go month by month?
Month by month. You know why?
I never heard of that.
I know.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
It gets me nervous just think about that.
But you know what? Here's what I'll say is that even though it sounds so stupid, it actually pushes me and my team every month to make sure that our clients have a smile on their face. Yeah. And I got to be honest with you, it's just one of those things where I'm so confident in my work and confident in what we do that I'm not, and I know restaurant industry is very tough, right? Mm-hmm. 1 month, you might be like, profiting and doing really great. The next month, food costs go up, and all of a sudden you're in a really bad spot.
You gotta raise your prices.
Gotta raise your prices. So listen, I understand restaurant industry, so I always leave owners a little flexibility because I never want someone to pay me money that they don't feel good about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very big on like karma, the karmatic circle.
Do you feel the trends in content has changed?
Oh my God, yes.
Because I feel like I've been doing our Instagram really serious for about 6 years, just like you. And I feel 6 years ago was more photos, and now we're doing more videos. Like photos don't get likes and engagement.
Dude, I used to clock like 10 to 20,000 on a photo.
Now
Still photo. If I put up that photo now, I would be lucky to crack 1,000.
Yeah, why is that though? Why do videos just hit?
More
I noticed
engaging.
that with obviously growing up Italian too. It's just videos are way
know what it
more
is?
shareable.
It's shareable. You know, you have that chance to relate to someone really well because, you know, think about it. What was really the premise of media, right? It was television.
Right.
Because you were able to take the idea of radio and bring it onto television and make it
Visualize
visual.
it, yeah.
Now you could take a photo and make it a video, you know, and you have this like kind of new concept of like television, but it's on your phone.
It's funny you say it because I compare social media content, especially our TikTok, to television all the time because now we're like getting recognized in the middle of the street, like, oh, that's growing up Italian, that's growing up Italian. And what I tell a lot of people is like, now people don't sit down and watch that 9 o'clock show. They're on TikTok.
Yeah.
Or they watch their shows at their convenience. They don't got to rush home at 9 o'clock. It's like you have it on HBO Max or whatever. And like, whenever you want to watch it, it's there.
Yep.
So I feel like influencers like us, in 5 years, our prices is going to even
it's
up
going
even
up
more.
and up.
Yeah.
I think I was actually talking to Cooge about it when we were driving to here.
He
from
gets
Long
recognized
Island.
more than
yeah.
I've ever
It was
seen
it was
anybody.
literally insane. I was just like, wow, this is like crazy. I like loved it. But we were talking about how like you'll be watching TV and you're watching a show that you really like, but what happens 5 minutes in? You're like,
You go to your phone.
you're on your phone.
Right,
You know.
right.
So it's just like one of those things where you're kind of like, all
Our
right.
attention span is horrible.
It's
In today's
crazy.
world, it's horrible.
It's background noise, like the TV's background. The only TV really is like live sports. That's like,
Yeah.
other than that.
Listen, I'll put it to you this way: TV killed the radio star, and I guarantee you, social media will kill the TV
Isn't that a
star.
song?
Yeah.
TV kill.
Radio kill.
star. That's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
GTA,
But
no?
now we need a remix version of it now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the
TikTok
case.
killed the photo star. So as far as video content, I feel at first it was like making the food.
Yeah.
Now there's like a sensation of people trying the food.
Right.
So being that you're always eating all this crazy like challenge food, I want to call it.
Yeah, it's like
obscene
it's
stuff.
Grub porn, food porn.
Yeah, yeah.
What I like about Sal is he actually takes a bite. Right?
Yeah,
How many times do we see somebody
Yeah.
like Sal's
Oh, you
like,
taking shots at Koosh?
No, even cool. Yeah, even Koosh. He takes little baby
Take a
bites.
baby bite.
Sal, he like gets down and dirty. I'm like, yo, that's the kind of bite I want to see. To me, it's satisfying seeing that.
Well, I mean, you got to like try the food, right? Because you can't recommend anything to like. My biggest thing is this: you cannot recommend food to people on social media if you have a following and not stand by that.
And you'll never
fucking food.
post like a good like
A
you'll
bad,
never post a
no.
bad review. Yeah.
I'd rather, honestly, dude, I would rather die than post a bad review because,
somebody,
like,
yeah.
I'm not hurting no one's business. I'm not doing any of that. Like I said, karma is a real thing, and you know, you just gotta like give it forward. And you know, listen, you could have a bad day, you could have a bad week, you could have something going on that I don't know what's going on, and it's just not for me. At this point now, I'm trying to find the best restaurants. So even when I go somewhere, I've scouted them out. You know, if I'm agreeing to work with a client, I've scouted them out. I've tried the food. I'm taking you on for like, because I believe in your brand, you know?
It's like when you came by my shop the first time we were hanging out. You ate and you're like, I'm gonna come back and do a video. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And
Because
you're
I mean, I
like-
caught that one like really quick, but I was like, let me at least like get something on there just because I want to show like you guys support because like there's so much in common here and I feel like we become friends. So I'm like, you know, if I can use something for my friend to help him out and your family's business and your dad is the man, like I'm gonna do that, you know? Sometimes it's not about like whatever else. It's about just like doing good for people. And you know, what you guys are doing too for the Italian community here in New York and around is amazing as well. You know?
Thank you, man. That means a lot. And you know, we do it for that reason because so many people like gravitate towards us, and we get so many positive messages, but also we get negative messages. So being that,
Fuck the trolls.
how do you, that was going to be my segue to that. How do you like handle negative comments like people that are like, "Oh, this video sucks," or
The food looks dry.
"This video looks dry."
Listen, at the
or,
end of the day,
why did you put mozzarella sticks on top of the sandwich?
which I have a feeling is going to happen. No, when I film downstairs with that, what is it, the 2.0?
Yeah. That's what's on the agenda.
Yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to do
He's
that.
going for the GrubFather stuff.
Yeah. But listen, for me, like you can't, it's almost impossible to offend me at this point in my life. You know, I've built an incredible business for myself. I've built a name in an industry that I care about. I hope that I'm going to keep going far. It would really take a lot for someone to offend me at this point because I'm so comfortable in myself that I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to say untouchable. I just want to feel like I'm just like not like in a place where you online could do anything to like disrupt my peace.
Unfazed.
You know,
like
I'm still going to cash that check. I'm still gonna eat that food.
I'm still gonna wear those silk shirts.
I'm still gonna be popping in my Fendi shirt, you know. But no, it's like, and it's not. And again, it's not even. It's. I think a lot of people sometimes confuse cockiness with confidence, you know. And I just take pride in being a confident person, you know, in everything that I do. So you got to just live bulletproof, especially if you're gonna put yourself in the limelight.
Absolutely.
You know.
Tell us a little bit about the Grub Shop. Because we visited.
Yeah.
I had a chicken Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Fire.
Well,
It's
that
good,
menu's
right?
nuts.
Yeah, the menu's nuts.
We only had a couple things that day, but I'm sure you have even more stuff.
I got to ask you a little before making the menu.
Oh.
Because like my menu, the big revamp,
Yeah.
I was high every day.
Yeah.
You know, and then I go smoke a little joint, go in the kitchen.
Listen,
is that the kind of
it
vibes?
It helps for sure. And you know what? The shop has been such a learning experience, especially because it's like you help all these restaurants out, you do all this amazing stuff. I don't know. I would say that it's just like one of those things where it's been a learning lesson. I have definitely maybe, you know, partaken in those activities.
Allegedly.
Whatever. But no, I've had a great time with it, but the concept's probably changing soon.
I'm just saying it's like very similar to like what I'm doing, like just putting a bunch of stuff in and sandwiches. But you're saying the concept's going to change?
It's going to change a little bit. Yeah, I'm like working on it right now. Nice. Like I said, it's a learning lesson. We opened in the middle of the pandemic.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was going to ask how long.
Right in the middle of the pandemic.
That's
and
tough,
I was like, you know what? I like a challenge. I'm going to fucking open up a restaurant in the pandemic. Yeah. But, you know, you come with that comes with hardships, and you can't have the grand opening you're really hoping to have. And, you know, it's been a very, very great journey and one that I've learned a lot on. But it's definitely, it's morphing right now.
What's the biggest difference? Because you're actually like doing two things. You're running people's socials, and then you're running the back end and your own establishment, plus the socials for your establishment.
Yeah.
So what are some like pros and cons of owning a business, not owning like a brick and mortar store, like a actual store you can visit versus the social media version?
Well, the social media, I get to go in and be creative and create all my own stuff, and I put it out there. And I always tell like business owners, I can take you to here, but you now need to take that from there to here if you want the true success that social media can give you.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of people don't realize that.
They don't realize that.
They want you to take them there. Like,
right.
Yeah, they think it's
you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
And at the end of the day, a hospitality experience with restaurants is all about what happens when the guest enters through that door.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing.
To get a client, you need them to visit 3 times, they say, right?
Yes, exactly. And you have to like impress people with your food, with your aesthetic. And it's, again, aesthetic doesn't have to mean it has to be the most fine dining place in the world. Right. It's just to make you feel something. I want to walk into a place and get a vibe, whether it's, like today, I was in Queens and I'm staying at this hotel, and it's like, there's a Thai spot down the road. And the place was like so cute inside. You know what I mean? It was just like this,
it was
like
Instagrammable.
Cool,
you're saying.
good. It was just like, I was just like, this feels good, and I'm like, excited to eat here. It reminds me of a shop I would find in Thailand.
The Grub Shop, like you have a bunch of like artwork all over the place. So
yeah.
I get the vibe of like just picking up a sandwich and taking a picture
exactly
of it with the background.
Yeah, fire. So where would you rank in terms of a good restaurant or a good shop? Would you go like food, service, aesthetic? Like how would you rank those 3?
You know, it's tough. I would say that like, listen, at the end of the day, food is going to take, I think, the biggest precedent.
Yeah, food's the most important.
But
it got to be good.
It's got to be good. Because here's the thing. If I'm going to spend my money, I want to eat something good, right?
Of course, yeah.
But very close to that is service, in my opinion.
Okay.
You know, because I could go somewhere and love
the
food.
If the waiter's rude.
Waiter's rude. The guy behind the counter is miserable with his life.
You're not going to want to go there again.
It just doesn't make me feel good. You know, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here. And if I want to be somewhere, then I'm going to go back and spend my money. So
I feel like a lot of, you know, especially new restaurants are actually going opposite that. They want to make the place super Instagrammable first. Like,
so
you
aesthetic?
go in there, you want to film like where you are. And
But yeah, you'll get people to film and then walk out though. Like you're not buying anything.
right,
You know what I mean?
It's like all those installations they have. Like it does what it needs to do for photos, right? But at the same time too, are you really building a customer base off of that?
True. Yeah.
You know, and I think that's like the toughest thing to kind of realize is how do I, as a business owner, make people want to come back? And I guarantee you that begins with service.
Just for reference for everybody watching this podcast right now, and if someone's curious about the kind of, digital marketing you do you want to give like 3 examples of clients that
sure.
that you work with?
One is, and this is one that I'm actually like most proud of. Well, not most proud of, but like one that I'm very proud of is the Rex Burger and Lobster.
Oh, Kuz just went there.
Yeah, Kuz just went there.
That looked good.
Yeah. So, I'm a creative guy. That's like what I take heart in is creativity first and foremost. So I went to this place and it's called the Rex Burger and Lobster. And I signed them on as a client and I'm just kind of like looking at their menu and I'm like, and I had just gotten back from Amsterdam and at that time, I went to this underground, like, secret bar where they were serving this burger.
Like a speakeasy?
Yeah, they were serving a burger with lobster on it.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, this is cool. So then I go to the Rex, and they have this incredible filet mignon sandwich and an incredible lobster roll. And I'm like, how can we take that burger a step further and substitute with the filet? And then I'm like, a fucking surf and turf sandwich. So...
That sounds like my dream come true right
dude,
there.
It was nuts. So
how much is a sandwich like that?
That honestly, right now, is probably going to run you like between $30 and $40.
That would be my
That's
guess.
not that bad.
It's like not
Does it
that
come with
bad.
Fries?
It comes with fries.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like this delicious
If it
cheese
doesn't come with
sauce.
fries, no good.
Yeah. But so I gave them that idea and I filmed it, and then Insider picked it up, and it went so crazy
It went
viral.
viral, yeah.
Across the internet, it's probably sitting at like 200 million views.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it
Let
went.
me ask you. So it's a piece of filet mignon and then lobster chunks
Right on
on
top.
top. Now, is a filet mignon like sliced up
No,
on it?
no,
it's just a whole
It
piece
is
of filet
a
mignon?
beautiful chunk of filet mignon lobster and,
impressive.
and buttered roll and the cheese sauce. It's crazy.
So ideas, creativity. That's what they're getting.
Yeah,
what else,
exactly.
What else you bringing to them?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm doing their social media. I'm doing all their content creation, the creativity. We manage their community. So we're, answering comments, answering messages.
Also exposure.
Yeah, exposure
You're
on my
posting on your
page.
page.
Yeah,
Posting
of
on
course.
your page, yeah.
I don't
do
really
you do all your clients, or do you post?
like physically.
Yeah.
Like, do I post
No,
on
no,
my
no,
clients?
on your personal
Oh
page.
yeah, of course. Like if I'm working with you, then I'm gonna feature you. But it's not exactly like what you're paying for. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like because I had to.
That's the cherry on top.
Very early on, I said to myself, I need to separate these two because I want to be in the creative marketing, social media marketing space.
You also don't want the owners to say, when are you posting this month? Or when are you posting
which
this
happens a lot. And
Yeah.
of course, like I want to make my clients happy no matter what, So if they have something that they really want to push or do, I'm going to like get behind it and help them out with that. But yeah, I mean, so
we got Rex Burger.
we
Who's
got
the second
Rex.
client?
We're going to go with Mario's and Luigi's Pizzeria. That was also.
I saw that one too.
Well, we made their. I did a few things with them that went.
Don't they have like a
fucking crazy.
calzone?
Yes, they had the mac and
that's
cheese
them?
stuffed calzone.
Oh yeah.
And so you've seen the stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Seen the
that's the
You're
thing.
good
is,
at
like,
what you do.
back in the day, before like TikTok and all that, like I was definitely blowing shit up. I will say. But they had the buffalo chicken roll. Did you see that?
Yeah,
it was like the giant
so instead
buffalo
of a chicken roll. It's a buffalo chicken roll. Yeah.
But it was massive, and they did it for parties.
Yeah,
It was for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay.
That went crazy viral. The pasta stuffed calzones went viral. So that was a really cool client. And, they're not a client anymore. Well, they haven't been a client for a long time, but just the work I've done with them. You've heard of Rob Keys. You went, right?
Yeah.
So me and Lou.
Let me tell you something about Rob Keys. That food left an impression on me.
Yeah.
Quality.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's like
Their veal chop is amazing. They must soak it in like buttermilk for like a day. But I know there's Mia now runs their Instagram, so that's probably why.
Well, I mean, naturally.
exactly.
And I don't
It's in
even,
the family.
honestly, to be quite honest with you, the Instagram and all that stuff doesn't even matter. It's more of like the fact that we kind of like blew up together. They've been around for many, many years. But we, when I first started kind of working with them, Lou brought out this insane fried mozzarella tower. It was like 5 stacks of fried mozz. And we cut into it, filmed the video. It went pretty big on my page. And then I got a call from Insider the first time I ever worked with them. They were like, can you go back and refilm this? We'd really love to feature this. And that one was like my first smash hit.
Viral
That
clip.
went from like, that brought me from like I think I had 12,000 followers at the time. That brought me from like 12K to like 30K.
In 1 week type thing.
Within like,
Aren't
a
those
week
the
or
best?
two. That was the best.
I wish I had one of those every week.
Yeah, and that was like the steam I needed though, really, to
Yeah.
like say, okay,
That gives you a nice foundation
I'm here
to build off of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I have some validation here. So I'll always like value that work I did with them. And it was nice too because they got super popular off of it, even more than they were at the time. So it was just like a really nice, that was like a great collaboration. So I'm proud of that.
So being that you were like doing Instagrams before TikTok, how do you feel about TikTok? Do you hate it?
You know, at the beginning I was like, fuck this app.
Me too.
And yeah. You know what I will say though is like, I'm an asshole because I'm like loyal and I'm like loyal. I was loyal to Instagram for absolutely no reason. I'm going to do this on Instagram and, you know, one day Instagram's going to notice that I never made a TikTok.
Sounds like me.
Yeah. And they're going to treat me right. And then I'm watching as all these TikTok stars are just like blowing up on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I'm like,
Because they convert.
Yeah.
well, they convert. Yeah. But also at the same rate too, Instagram is in direct competition with TikTok. So what are they doing? They're taking the TikTok stars and they're amplifying them on Instagram because they don't want those TikTok creators to just stay on TikTok. They want them to use Instagram just as much because it's beneficial then for them to have those stars on there.
How is your following on TikTok?
I'm sitting pretty at 6K. I just started doing it again. So
you gotta be consistent. You gotta
Just keep posting.
I just started literally last week posting 1 to 3 times a day. And I've had a few that kind of started trending up. And I actually, back when I was doing it in the very beginning when it started, I had gotten several viral videos where like this octopus I did was almost at 1 million views. You know, and I got 5K within like a 3-week span. But my stupid ass
stopped posting.
I was just like, oh, I can't do Instagram and TikTok.
I would post 1 time a day though.
1 time a day?
Yeah, because 3
one's a sweet
times
spot.
you don't give the video a chance
To like really like take its like legs.
So instead of doing 3 like 4 times a week.
Yeah, please help me.
Just do 1 a day.
1 a day.
We aim for 1 a day.
I will say this though. I definitely, myself, I value Instagram more than TikTok.
Oh, me too, 100%.
I just think like at the end of the
Listen,
day,
if you're working for TikTok, it doesn't mean no.
I mean, Instagram, you know, I still love you, baby.
Say, oh,
Everybody
how many
values
followers you
Instagram
have?
more.
You're gonna want the followers on Instagram as opposed to TikTok.
I will say
right
that,
or wrong.
listen, I find that in general, Instagram communities are more valuable, I want to say, than TikTok communities. And I don't mean that in like a way, I just find that it's more like...
you feel like they might spend the money, like they might actually go to the place and buy a sandwich?
Yeah, but also I think that I'm a little bit of a different case because I do cook and I love doing recipe videos, but I'm a very local Long Island guy. Now, post-pandemic. Before the pandemic, I was a world traveler because I'm also I contribute to Travel and Leisure magazine.
Oh,
so,
great.
Yeah, I do I write articles, I do social media for them.
You do it all, huh?
I do it all. I'm a Renaissance man. But so I was traveling the world back in the day before the pandemic, and I was, you know, staying at the best hotels, doing the craziest things, and that all stopped. But now actually I'm getting back into like, my travel and leisure stuff. So what I'm saying is that my Instagram audience is very much curated to a like Long Island, New York people that have a good amount of money to spend on like great trips. It's like a traveling.
Do you want it
foodies.
to be just that?
No. But I do value it a lot. Like I love my
You're always gonna
audience.
stay true to the core.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
I love my audience because when I post stuff, I don't really get negative comments. People uplift me. When I like, you know, had
Instagram gets less negative comments than TikTok.
Yes.
I will say
TikTok's full of trolls.
Exactly.
It's like somebody who's just scrolling and happens to see your video.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not somebody who's like following you.
But I think that TikTok is extremely valuable in the fact that they revolutionized social media because they said to
They gave everybody
Instagram,
a shot.
you're not going to be the
monopoly.
only, you're not monopolizing this. And I think that scared the shit out of Instagram, you know, and that's kind of like whatever. So I will say like props to TikTok for doing that. And I am interested to see like what I can do with it. I don't know.
I think the last thing we'll say about TikTok, Instagram, for us personally, growing up Italian, TikTok changed every day. Like TikTok helped us get like those real viral clips. And then like, I feel as far as like my friend group, it was like people were all of a sudden like, once we started doing all these like crazy views on TikTok, we were like, yo, you're doing big things, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I've been doing big things for 4 years.
Right.
What are you
at? Where you
saying?
been at?
TikTok definitely elevated our game.
Yeah.
It gave us a platform where we didn't necessarily need a following to blow up, and it'll give anybody really that platform.
But then they like we were saying about before, converting, like if you get a video with 1 million views, like you'll like if you look at the numbers, because every once in a while, like I'll look at the analytics and I'll see like one day like, oh, we jumped up like 1,200 followers this day, and then I'll look on our TikTok and I'll be like, oh, that video got 3 million that day.
Oh, interesting.
So people that really like your content will like cross over. So
I'm giving it a go. I'm definitely giving
maybe
it
we'll
a
do
go.
a TikTok right now. We'll go all the time.
Hey, let's do a TikTok.
Oh, hey.
What do I gotta do for a TikTok? Is it
Two
like
types of Italian. No, bro, maybe we'll do a video of like 2 types of Italians. Like he shows up, fancy.
How you doing?
And then we come with the baseball hat.
I love that. But yeah, so I mean, just to end it off with like that whole conversation is that my audience on Instagram has been very loyal with me.
Yeah.
And even though I kind of like, I've had 2 big jumps in my life. One was like the 10,000 to 120,000, which happened over like a 2-year span. Then the pandemic hit, and a lot of stuff started moving to video content, which I'd already been doing.
That's true, actually.
I never really like put too much stock in it, and then I was like, all right, everyone's doing voiceovers, everyone's doing video. I was like, I've been kind of doing this, but never added the voiceover to it. And I found if you hear some of my first ones, they're so
What's
awkward.
up, Grub fam?
Yo, Grub fam. But it's funny because some people are like, your voice isn't like, I'm like, that's my radio voice. You know, like I have to command an audience and command attention. So of course, I don't know. Like for me, it's like I don't know. I'm just like going to my GrubFather voice. You know. But
It's a good name, by the way.
So
GrubFather.
Sal DiBenedetto and GrubFather, are they different people?
You know, it's
thought about it, so
it's
yes.
hard. Yeah, like I mean, Sal is and I hate talking about myself in the third person. Please don't think I'm that type of guy. But I would say that like for me as a person, I am like that world traveler. I like very sophisticated things and luxury.
You like fancy things.
You know, like not necessarily luxury, but just things that like are very well thought out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like going to I walk into the Fendi store, I'm going to get a different experience than shopping at Zara.
Yeah.
You know? It's not to say that I can't find good stuff at Zara,
Yeah.
but like the experience at Fendi is what I strive for. You know, it's
Yeah.
going to fit me better.
I like the way you put that together. That's a good analogy.
I just like, I like to feel like I'm getting the most out of life, and I feel like nice experiences is what does that for me.
Amen.
You know?
Amen.
Before we go, last question.
Hit me.
What's next for you?
I'm going to blow up on TikTok.
I love it. Guys, make sure to check them out. The GrubFather will put the link in our description. Buonanotte.
Hey.